Intelligence is democratized and effectively free. Anyone with a lovable, cursor, or bolt subscription can ship a working MVP in a weekend. So we built it, it's no longer a moat. The only structural defenses left in software are network effects, licenses, and proprietary data. If your startup does not yet sit on one of these three, the fastest way to build one is through revenue sharing collaborations with startups that do. So intelligence is democratized, and any developer paying attention has noticed it already. Tools like Lovable lets any founder build a real functional MVP, and I'm partial to Lovable here because I'm a very proud Swede, and the alternatives are many now, especially since vibe coders are vibe coding their own vibe coding tool. The implication is bigger than building got easier. Free access to intelligence has caused founders now to convert ideas into shipped products at a rate the software industry has never seen before. New competitors are launching every hour and the market is flooded, which raises a strategic question every founder needs an answer to, and most don't. How do you scale a software business when intelligence itself is free? This is not the first 1,000 users marketing question. It's the long-term positioning question that decides whether your startup will still be around in 3 years. Anyone can build what you build, so what do you actually have? After the AI shakeout, almost every defensible software business sits in one of these three categories. So memorize them, because the shorthand for the rest of this video is networks, licenses, and data. So, a network effect means that your product gets more valuable for existing users every time a new user joins. So the tech is replaceable, a user base isn't. So this is like social networks like Instagram, X, TikTok. Nobody picks a platform because of superior code. They go there because everyone else already is. The first person on the dance floor goes home early. Marketplaces like Amazon, Airbnb, Etsy are also great examples of this, because buyers go where sellers are and sellers go where buyers are. So a perfect clone with 0 users is completely worthless. Communities like Reddit, Discord kind of follows under the same category as the social networks, because the content is the product and the content is the users. And then AI companies at scale, because more users leads to more data, which leads to a better model, which then leads to more users. This is why their lead is harder to close than it looks. The moat compounds with usage. So the test here, if your product gets better for existing users every time a new user joins, you have a network effect. And if it doesn't, you don't, no matter how badly the pitch deck wants one. And now licenses and regulation. Some businesses are protected not by code, but by paperwork that costs millions and takes years to acquire. Stripe is the cleanest example of this. Yes, you can probably vibe code a Stripe clone in a week if you're really hardcore. What you cannot vibe code is a money transmitter license in 40 plus jurisdictions. The banking partnerships, the KYC infrastructure, the compliance teams, or the audit trail required to legally move money internationally. That's what Stripe actually sells. Regulatory access wrapped in a beautiful API that anyone can use. The same logic protects banks, insurance carriers, telecom operators, defense contractors, pharmaceutical platforms. The moat is the regulator. The repo is incidental. And lastly, we have the proprietary data. If you have data no one else has, you can build products no one else can build. Google is pretty much a canonical case. Their search index, their clicks logs, their YouTube watch history, their 25 years of what humans actually clicked when showed this query. That's their moat. Anyone can build a search engine UI. Nobody else has the data behind it. Same story for Bloomberg's market data, Palantir's customer integrations, Tesla's fleet telemetry. Data moats compound over time. Code does not. And now for balance, here are some large incumbents whose moats are not in any of these categories. So don't bet against them tomorrow, but don't assume that they're safe in 5 years either. So Microsoft Office is one of my favorite examples of this. Elon Musk's macro hard venture is the explicit bet that an AI native team can rebuild Office from scratch. He might be early, but he probably isn't wrong. SAP and other legacy ERPs, the tailored ERP implementations that sells for €1 million per deployment because their integrations work is hard. AI agents are now very good at integration work, so the premium is going to compress quickly. And then mid-market vertical SaaS, a clean UI on top of a database used to be a $50 million ARR business, but now it's a weekend project for someone inside your buyer's organization. If your startup looks more like the danger zone than like one of the 3 moat categories, you have a decision to make. Because most early stage startups don't yet have a network effect, a license, or a proprietary dataset, and that's fully normal because these moats are usually built, not started with. The trap is to keep grinding solo and hope you stumble into one. You probably won't, because the founders who already have one of these three are also moving faster than you with more resources. So the fastest way to get a moat is to stop treating your roadmap as a solo project. Test new markets, services, and positioning through rev share collaborations with startups that already have the audience, the data, or the regulatory cover you're missing. A 2-month partnership tells you more about product market fit than 6 months of building alone. And the connections you make become the first edges of a network effect of your own. This used to be impractical. The contracts were hard to negotiate, the math was painful, and trust deteriorated the moment the first invoice was off by $50. The infrastructure to make it actually work end to end didn't exist until recently, but it does now. So joinordana.com is the platform that puts it together. AI match discovery, rev share contract templates, automatic payouts through Stripe Connect. 120 plus startups are already running collaborations on it. So just tell our AI what you're building and it matches you with the complementary startups from the network. Bundle your service with theirs into a shared offer and then split the revenue automatically. No upfront cost. So this is what you should do this week. Audit your moat honestly. Write down each one of these three: network, license, data. What do you have? What are you building, and what's missing entirely? If you don't have one of these three, pick the one you can plausibly build towards in 12 months. Networks are usually the most accessible. And then identify the single biggest gap in your execution capacity. Is it distribution, design, AI engineering, sales, and find a RevShare collaborator who fills it up. So set up your project on Ordana and let the AI match you in under 5 minutes. 3 actions, none require money, all of them compound. That's how you build a moat in the era when intelligence is free and the only thing left to compete on is what you actually do with it.